lightly brushed on the quickening, which happens roughly 20 weeks in. You know,
Mhm.
a entire pregnancy is about 280 days, which is 10 moon cycles, 10 lunar months, having to do with the zero becoming one. Yeah, because 10 roots back to one. It's like one, two,
Right.
three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. Born, you start again at one. You're going from the small universe of your mom's womb to the large one of the ecology of the planet. And so it starts over again at this kind of one thing. Let's start by talking about the spirit. The spirit can best be represented like this, with a dot in the middle. Why would the spirit be a triangle? What do you know about the triangle?
First number that's able to contain, for one.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Sure. What else? It always implies three forces, doesn't it?
Right.
That you're positive, you're negative, and you're neutral. I'm going to give away that the spirit is represented by the triangle, but we're going to work into what the positive, negative, and neutral aspects are with this. What do you think? What do you think the positive aspect would be? Where does it come from? This is this will be very enlightening for your personal development journey, actually, because you have to understand the equipment you're working with in order to do anything with it, right? I mean, if you're not an auto mechanic, you don't just decide to tear apart your car and rebuild the engine, or make some improvements on it without knowing what you're doing. You study how it was put together. You study the design, and then you're in a position to make an improvement, right? Add a chip to it, or bigger exhaust, right? Give it some more boost. All of these sorts of things. Well, this works the same way as the human design. So threefold, spirit's threefold. How do you figure? I'll tell you it's threefold. Now you go figure it out. Huh? What do you think of that? In order to explain the first part, I'm going to have to give away the second part. Or in order to explain the second part, I'd have to give away the first part. So I'm in a bit of a pickle here because I have to get you going, do some of the work for you. Is that okay though? I don't need to be a teacher all the time. I mean, I don't need to be a mystic all the time.
Right.
So the house of three belongs to the spirit. We can say sun, moon, and what?
Earth.
Kind of. You're kind of right. But bring it down a notch to something more personal, because you have a solar and lunar aspect to you. It's the silver and gold. Yeah? The sun being gold, nature, yeah? And the moon being silver, which is what is the
AG.
chemical?
AG.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You have those two things. You have a solar and lunar nature to you. You have a silver and gold nature to you. What's the neutralizing vector? Positive and negative would just short out. It's your body, or rather your complex. You see, because in order for forces to mix anywhere in the universe, in order for forces to mix, they have to enter a vessel, some sort of physical container. Because you can't just have positive charge floating around in space and negative charge floating around in space, because if they encounter each other, you just then have nothing floating around in space, right? They neutralize one another, nothing there. So in order for forces to mix, and this goes across the board, if you want to make green, you have to provide an ecology for yellow and blue to get together. This is what the plant herself does when she makes green leaves. You could call it photosynthesis, but there's always an electrical aspect behind what happens physically. So it's your body, it's your complex. We'll say complex because body is very limiting. Complex is the whole system of brains and everything. So this is your spirit. This is what makes up your spirit. And in an undeveloped state, then it's basically in spillage or containment. Spillage of silver causes you to go gold. Too much gold causes you to go back into spillage, and it's this law of two. where you're over and under compensating. Yeah. Too much silver, too much gold, too much silver, too much gold. What can happen is a marriage of this, and you see this in all kinds of alchemical books, drawings, specifically alchemical drawings, where they have the sun and moon merging together into one thing. Oftentimes it shows up as the phoenix, but yeah, you get this kind of thing in alchemy. And really, this whole idea of the spirit is alchemical. The dot in the middle, I suppose that is. It's what powers it. You've probably seen this, what's been called the package symbol. I've seen that, haven't you? It's kind of one of the Eman symbols called the package symbol. What it has to do with is the expression of the core of creation, touching the sun, moon, and body, solar, lunar, and corporeal aspects, and creating a joining. So without the lines, creation can't get to those areas to cause I suppose, a spirit flare would be the right word, spiritual enhancement, where those three forces now come together. Instead of going around the circle, or around the triangle, I should say, positive, negative, neutral, ad infinitum, then all three of them have an equal balance. So now, this will give you a bit to start off with about the spirit.